This is the first day of the season. Let's go over all the games. We got two games, two premier matchups. The first game is the Nets losing to Milwaukee Bucks. That doesn't look so good. The fact that they got blown out and Patty Mills went 7 for 7 from three. They shot 53%. I guess the Bucks protected the paint really, really well. They shot 44% from the field, but 53%. They still lost the game. It wasn't really close by 23. And as we see, KD, Harden, they played the longest. They only played 30 minutes apiece, minus 20. Claxton is a guy that we could consider picking up. You're just not gonna find that many big men that can grab rebound, good field goal here, 6 for 9. Free throw is gonna be, he's gonna throw your free throw from time to time, but he also gets a lot of blocks and steals. Against a good Bucks team, it's expected. Everybody struggles a little bit, especially in the paint. You got Giannis and Brook Lopez, a lot of length. I think he's a guy that you could go and pick up, and looks like he's gonna be starting. Who knows? Him and Eldridge might be. Eldridge is a job for sure. Claxton with 25 minutes, he can give you really good blocks, rebound, and field goal. So he's a guy to pick up. Joe Harris, only a 3-point specialist. I wouldn't, roster him in category leagues. He really, if you need threes, sure you could stream him, and he has good efficiency for the most part. And the interesting is he played 30 minutes and his plus minus. I guess he played alongside Patty Mills. That's why he was a 0 plus minus. Blake Griffin, nope, not a guy you want to even stream. Kevin Durant played really well. Again, just super efficient. Not so much from the free throw line, 3 for 6. But that's fine. KD is gonna be. And one thing is, the free throw change. You could expect all the high free throw guys their number of free throw take a dip. Especially Harden, actually. Harden and Trae Young, but overall it still be okay. I think they will adapt, probably figure out new ways as the season goes on, how to draw in fouls. KD, good game overall, and Harden didn't really shoot the ball well. Without Kyrie, he should be really, he filled up the stat sheet here, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, still in 2 blocks. I wouldn't worry about him at all. Even when Kyrie comes back, I would expect his assists to go up, maybe in the double digits. The scoring is going to take a hit, maybe 24, 23 points even. Not going to crack 25 for Harden, but without Kyrie, I could see him average 25 points easy for the season. I still think Kyrie's going to be back at some point. He's just taking his time, getting vaccinated, making a message. He's going to play eventually. I cannot see a situation he does not play all season. Maybe he could. No one knows. Only he knows. Milwaukee Bucks, really, really good game. The biggest news here is Jrue Holiday had what was his injury? Jrue Holiday, yep, he had a heel contusion. He played 17 minutes, and he was playing. He's playing pretty well, 5 for 7. He had it going offensively, 1 steal. Don't think this is super serious. We don't know. We'll see. So it kind of sucks. He got hurt first game of the season, and I think all the Milwaukee Bucks guys. Well, Giannis went hard this game. 32 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. I think they have to take it easy during the regular season. They want to chip. They have nothing to prove. Gotta take it easy. And it's not like Giannis trying to win another MVP. Same thing with Jrue Holiday. They don't. Their off season was shorter than everybody else's. But still really strong. With Jrue Holiday out, if you want some scoring, you could look at Grayson Allen. He can shoot some threes, but he doesn't really provide anything else. So there's nobody that interesting to pick up. The Chris Middleton and Giannis probably handled the ball a little bit more with Jrue Holiday out, so that's good. Chris Middleton again so consistent, 20 points, efficient everywhere, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. We already talked about Giannis. And look at that free throw, 7 for 9. Just saw a lot of highlights on, not a lot of highlights, just saw online seeing Giannis shooting threes. The motion is a lot smooth. Maybe that improves his free throw as well. He really worked on his shooting. Maybe he's a 75% free throw guy. But on high volume, that still hurts you a little bit. But that's really good. Brook Lopez, only a block, and he played 28 minutes, 3 blocks, a steal, two threes. That's pretty good. You know, out of Brook Lopez, he's still in category leagues for sure. You got to roster him if you want blocks and rebound. Sorry, blocks and threes. But everything else is pretty much negative. Anybody interesting? Pat Connington played 30 minutes, but don't pick him up. It's just one game. He's just a catch and shoot guy. This guy Jordan Nwora is interesting. He played 26 minutes, had a steal and a block, but I wouldn't go and grab him. There's just so many guys right there at the moment. Just so many teams. The rotation minutes are unsure yet. So just wait around and see what happens. And the second game is gonna be quick. Second game of the night is the Warriors beating the Lakers. I think Lakers was leading the game for the most part until the fourth quarter, and then they give it away. On the Warriors side, Curry, look at that. And also before the game, they said Draymond Green and Wiggins going to be on a minute restriction, so they both play. Draymond still played 30 minutes, but you would expect him to play 33, 34 if once he's fully up and running. Andrew Wiggins played 26 minutes. Wiggins, this is a year what for him. We know who he is, as a fantasy guy at this point. He shot the ball pretty well, 40% from the three. Only, the volume is low, but still great. He can give you some points, some threes. His biggest thing is, no assists and bad free throw. So if you don't care about those two categories, I think he could be rostered, playing 30 minutes a night, pretty consistently. Kevon Looney, he's a guy that I think he was getting drafted in a lot of leagues because a couple years ago he was good, like when KD was still on the Warriors, but then he got hurt. Now he's only playing 25 minutes, and James Wiseman is out. So Kevon Looney is not the guy I don't think he has any season long values. We don't know what the rotation is going to be. And look at this game. They did play the Lakers, so in the paint they're gonna struggle a little bit. But 7 points, not too high on him. You could stream him if there's a hot waiver guy out there. Like tonight, we have so many games. If somebody just pops off, just don't think about it. Just drop Kevon Looney. Jordan Poole, yes, this is the guy. He had a lot of hype going into the season. He played pretty well in the preseason. This game, he only played 25 minutes. That is interesting. And Damian Lee played 29 minutes. Bielitsa played 25. He's going to be a starter until Clay comes back. And just look at his shot attempts. He only played 25 minutes, but the fact that he took 18 shots, I think even when Clay comes back, he could come off the bench, be that sixth man, provide that spark, and he can handle the ball a little bit. But other than threes and points, he missed his only free throw here too. Other than points and threes, he's just another one of those guys that only give you like a Tim Hardaway Jr., but he's a better version of it. Young, could break out, could realistically average close to 20 points this season, but everything else is pretty much non-existent. He could get a few assists here and there, and not a lot of defense. He had one steal here. Maybe he can, but last year we'll see he didn't really get that many steals and blocks, and no rebounds as well. This is a good game for him. Curry, struggled horribly against the Lakers defense, but triple-double, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, good stuff from Curry. He should be he should finish top 5, as we see why. Even his shots are not falling, he's doing the other stuff. Interesting is Bielitsa played 25 minutes and Kevon Looney. So Golden State Warrior rotation, we don't know what's going to happen. He is, if he gets minutes, you could stream him. I think this guy, historically, he give you really, really good efficiency. and he grabbed 11 rebounds, so that's also good. And every once in a while, he give you 3 steals and 3 blocks, very rarely. But I think the first few weeks is just trying to find guys on the waiver wire, so I wouldn't go just grab him. I mean, you could stream him for a few days, but we know this guy has no season-long values. I'm pretty sure of that. Iggy played 23. Don't worry about Damian Lee. Give the guy 40 minutes. He's not gonna do much. And interestingly, Otto Porter Jr. I think he was getting drafted in a fair amount of leagues. Only played 11 minutes. So yeah, after this game, I think just drop him. Warriors not gonna use him. A 30-minute guy every night. That's for sure. And Lakers, there's a lot to talk about actually. So they started Deandre Jordan. At the center position, Deandre Jordan, Dwight Howard, nobody's really I'm not even sure I want to stream any of them until I see that one guy consistently play 20 to 25. And we know Dwight Howard, given 25 minutes, he can grab you 8-9 rebounds. I mean, he grabbed 6 rebounds in 13 minutes. So if you need a rebound, but yeah, don't stream him at this point, because nobody's gonna hold on to him all season. DeAndre Jordan started, but doesn't matter. He's not fantasy relevant. The beginning, AD and LeBron, wow, 39 minutes. I think they're missing a few guys. The Lakers, Taylor Horton Tucker, but all the big dude. The fact that AD played 39 minutes, that's really good for fantasy purposes. But we know this guy gets hurt all the time. If he played 38 minutes, this is the starting night. If he played 38 minutes, sooner or later he's gonna get hurt. And he played really well, 33 points. But the fact AD a couple of seasons ago, the reason his ranks are so high in category leagues is that it's the steals, the blocks. The blocks especially. So let's see how many blocks he can average. 2.5. If he can average 2.5 and 1.5 steals, you don't really care about his scoring. Like 33, he's going to score points. 26, 27 points a night. The biggest thing, and rebound, 11 rebound here is also good. But because on the Lakers, ever since he joined, he'd average less than 10. Because LeBron going to take some rebound, Dwight going to take some rebound, and then now Russell Westbrook going to take some rebound. So there's going to be some issues there. But the 2 for 7 from the free throw line. I mean, last year, before last season, he's a consensus top 2, top 3 fantasy. No questions asked. But if he's gonna shoot free throw this bad, last year he's low 70s. If he's gonna this bad from the free throw line, then he's not a top 5 guy, right? If he pounded free throw, then sure, he's great. But let's see if his free throw can improve. That Lakers as a whole shot less than 50% from the free throw. That's pretty bad. LeBron, year 20, played 37 minutes. I'm not too high. If you can trade LeBron at this point, if you drafted LeBron in the 3rd round, if you can add another waiver guy to get a 2nd round pick, I would do it. He's not gonna do this all season. I think let's talk about Russell Westbrook. I think at some point, Russell Westbrook is, wait for a few days. He was so bad. He was a minus 23, and they only lost by 7. So he was really, really bad. He played 35 minutes. Just can't really, just clueless. I watched the game a little bit. Just looked pretty clueless. And Lakers, they need shooting. Look at the starting lineup. They really need shooting. And I mean, LeBron is a pretty decent 3-point shooter. Because his threes are all pretty much wide open. He can get his threes anytime he wants. But Westbrook, last year on the Wizards, he also played pretty bad. I mean, he was hurt last year because I had him. He was pretty bad to start off the season. I mean, still getting rebound and assist, but also really, really bad. And he kind of played himself back into the shape or got more healthy as the season goes on. And toward the end of the 2nd half, he was a monster, fantasy-wise. Averaging 15 rebounds, 15 assists every single game. Averaging another triple-double. So I think if if my team is, if I'm punting free throw and turnovers, I would. We don't know how good his free throw. Like he didn't really hurt your free throw this game. But if you're punting turnovers, if you're punting two of the three efficiency categories, I'm gonna wait for a bit. Westbrook is gonna continue to struggle, and I'm gonna make a trade. Because I still think his rebound assist is gonna bring a lot of value. Yeah, this game was rough. He'll get better, in my opinion. But if you think that's another thing. Like if the guy drafted Westbrook early, the price is gonna be expensive. So I would just wait for like a month or two, because I think he's gonna drive the owner crazy for sure. Just bad efficiency every year and then no counting stats. That's a worrying trend. I mean, the fact that Westbrook is here also gonna eat into LeBron's assists a little bit. So that's gonna impact everybody. Rondo also played 20 minutes. Yeah, they just have no shooting. Ken Bazemore started play 30 minutes. If Ken Bazemore play 30 minutes every night, he could be a defensive streamer. He gets steals and blocks. Rondo played 20 minutes. Carmelo played 80. Lakers, I mean, Taylor Horton Tucker, let's see how many minutes he get. Like if that guy plays 30, he could be good. He can do a little bit of everything. But yeah, this is a really bad loss for the Lakers. And I'm just looking at their roster. Man, they have no shooting. So it will be interesting to see how they figure it out. I mean, they got a lot of great players. Maybe LeBron's gonna shooting more and more threes, right? Melo played 26 minutes. Who's the best 3-point shooter? Malik Monk is supposedly a good 3-point shooter. Ken Bazemore, yeah, like nobody's. You look at it as that, hey, defense cannot leave that guy open when LeBron drives, right? Defense can definitely leave Russell Westbrook open, if they decide to help. Same thing with Rondo. Even Melo is not the greatest 3-point shooter. So yep, that's it for all the games. It's a kind of a short game. Tonight we got all the games going on tonight, so we'll learn a lot of team rotations and how players perform. So yep, I will see you guys tomorrow.